Hello everybody, and of course welcome back to Ticky's videos where no war game remains unplayed. And here we are again with Field of Glory 2 and this tournament overview. So this is my round 3. This is the Carthaginian versus Roman. An interesting battle awaits. This is of course the rise and fall of Carthage. It's nice to be reviewing about these battles and seeing what we've done and the mistakes we made. So if you've watched the video, you know, the Carthaginian forces brought the cheese out of the Big Mac. They brought the jammy dodgers to the field and were victorious. I want to say, of course, before we start, thank you to Living Games, but also to my opponent, who played amazingly. And by the look of how I said to beat the Romans in this game, it's my kingdom for a horse. And that is exactly what we brought. And I think in coming against a Roman force, which Romans are the creme de la creme of legions, but under constant cavalry pressure, you can crack them, but not without luck. So, further ado, let's have a look at my deployment. As you can see, and something I've got to say I would raise a big question about is Triarii. They can't fight against big units. And I've realised they're good at anti-cavalry action, but unfortunately anything that's particularly massed infantry, they do not fare well. So we'll have a look at the field, we'll have a look at my tactics. So as you can see, there's lots of hills in this game. I did contemplate going to the left, but I thought the left it's too close. It's a good 1, 2, 3. It's a lot of squares away from my centre point. As you can see, there was a hill directly in front of us, which, to be honest with you, I think it was 100 POA height. We've hidden Spanish in there. We've hidden, well, not hidden, but deployed cavalry there, but also a big block of cavalry here, supported by 2 elephants, my African spearmen, and of course my mercenary hoplites on the right. My game is to sit on this hill and say, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro, because I want him to come forward to attack me on this hill, because this is where our advantage actually is towards the Roman player. So just swoop around here. The cavalry hopefully is just going to bait him out, and then hopefully we can push further onto him. So we're going to delete that. We're going to click play and just go through it. So we've got to be careful here because of course the Roman player is just going to walk up to you and smack me in the face like any good Roman player do. You know, it's the fact is he needs to push forward, he needs to hit us hard and needs to take us back to North Africa where we belong. But it's interesting seeing his deployment when we get to it soon, and I think I have played this opponent before. Steve, I think it was. I can't remember, but he's played amazingly in this. There's me just jabbering on about something. Okay, so let's have a quick nosy at the Romans. I'm not saying he deployed badly. He didn't. He deployed good. But I think I would have particularly done some slightly things different here. And of course, when you see my Roman deployment, you'll see why. So Triarii, back. I would have taken 4 units to Triarii, spread them left and right. Anti-cavalry tactics against the Carthaginians straight away. Roman cavalry is crap. There's not very many units of it. I want more. I want at least 4 units of Triarii deployed on these flanks to doing anti-cavalry. And then, of course, the cavalry units on the left and right to support the cavalry, support the Triarii. So you get the bonus of the POA zoning control them out on the cavalry front and the infantry. And then also you have your front guys. Or veteran. I think he's got a couple of units of veterans, but yeah, just have some Italian foot, which surprisingly in this game do actually do a lot of stuff. And of course, he's got a good selection of lights. As you can see, we've got, what's that, 4, 5, 6 to his unit's cavalry. So and 2 elephants on top of that to boot. So when you think about it, we are dominating the cavalry battle here. We should be dominating. If we're not dominating the cavalry battle, we're not using our cavalry right. But he's got a solid list, but I would have taken a couple more units to Triarii, as much cavalry as I possibly could muster. I don't know if it's 2 units or I'm going to have to go back. What were we? 7, 35. He could have. He's took the max cavalry there. He took the max cavalry, so it's not like he didn't. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into 10 minutes. So this is where I've deployed more to the right. My Spanish are moving up to the right side. The reason I deployed lights inside of that roughed, of course, the forest, just in case he ran up there and tried to get in there. But he hid stuff in my game playing Romans, which he did very well. It was surprising. So there you go. We're mostly on the hill here, and it is now just me trying to kite units to the left with that most left cavalry unit up there, trying to push away. And then, of course, now I make a mistake here. The cavalry in the mid-centre here is about to get absolutely hammered due to light fire. As you can see, javelinos. Oh, they just absolutely hurt that unit, but it's just unlucky. But I think retrospectively, he I don't know if he thought there was something in the left in the woods. Of course, there we go. The light attack. I'm trying to get this hill as soon as possible, and of course, the light fight is just getting brutal there. And I feel sometimes the little slight skirmish does block a lot of the main combat factors up straight away. And there we go, just most of the Romans making light work of the lights. But his cavalry, Chariot, still trying to counter the cavalry on the right side. I think we got a lucky fragment actually on his units there. I gotta say, most of this battle did not go my way for a long time. I think it's, I lost the battle in the morning, but then by the evening I won it kind of situation. There's me getting slightly cocky. But the reason I charged there was because if he does charge, I will evade away and then run back to my lines. So that you're risking it with noble cavalry in that respect, that you can retreat back. Elephants there, ready to go, ready to kick some ass, and you'll see why I get slightly salty when he runs up to my elephant here and goes, throws javelins, and it's like, disrupt me, please, already. There you go, trying to thin his line down. I can't take the full brunt of his army on my flanks. I've got to say, my African spearman unit in the centre where I put my CNC just holds like a boss. It should have broke when it got in combat, but it just stood there and took them all out. And there we go. Now it's all about positioning. He has the advantage of the troops. I've got to make tricksy of all of my army, and I think we're just trying to pick off much as we can. I mean, to be honest, I'm a great bad thing that I actually forget about my lights half of the game. So I think we're just lighting up here. We're gonna just change slightly ahead until we get to some of the action. So there we go. I decided to charge one of my units, trying to flank his thing and to get me into more position on this right. But as you can see, I've moved my Spanish up to the right side to actually support my cavalry, because the Chiari I cannot deal, and I moved my general into the middle unit of African spearmen. But unfortunately, my cavalry getting shot up on the mid left, my cavalry on the extreme left just baiting. At least if it baits one unit away or 2 units, it's done its job. And there's me trying to do some more harassing tactics on that adventure. But there we go, and there we go. We just decide to sit there. We've got that POA advantage of the hill on the corner, which I think it's 100 on that point. No, it's 50 on the hill. It's 50 on the first step, 100 at the top. And there we go. We just turn that POA to the, and there we go. I'm going to try and start assaulting his cavalry with some reduction in fire. There we go. Trying again. I'm trying to knock his cavalry down just a little bit. Probably ill-effective, really, there. But still fantastic. There we go. Fragmented cavalry for me. Not pretty. There's the charge. Oh, which is pretty good. I've got to say, in this battle, his medium foot is just fantastic. His medium foot is just fantastic. It plays very well. There you go. One shot, one volley from the javelin disrupting that elephant, which slightly hurt me there. I can't believe he did that. But now the battle lines, of course, formed up. I had to use this hill as a defensive posture. The fact is, I don't think it would have went anything. There we go. Fragment of the lights, 3% each. Now he's supporting his cavalry with a Charii, but also the Italian foot. And there we go, slight attack there from the javelin troops, and just the hacking away. There we go. I was happy that unit broke. If I could have tried to pull back here a step, I would have. But I think my elephant would have broke. And there we go. Managed to retreat that cavalry out of the way because it rallied up from being fragmented. Yeah, there's the charge, which I regret wholeheartedly. But I got pushed back, so it's like, pfft, fine, fine, fine. There we go. But still slightly scary here. You see what I did there? I moved out the zone of control. Then I was able to get a free move and actually move to the right side. Okay, there you go. All that light fire adds up, negating that strength of that unit. And it does pay heed further on in the battle that the units are slightly reduced. There we go, Spanish just falling up behind the cavalry, just stretching that line out as much as possible so I can literally cause some havoc. And even if that cavalry unit's baiting one unit away, it's fine. Slightly getting a little bit brave here. I think mistakenly blocked my general unit in there in that top corner, but it actually pays heed that I actually blocked him in there. So it's interesting watching this back how brave I was as the Carthaginian, even being on that hill against, you know, he didn't take actually very many veterans. I think he's only took one veteran unit there looking back at this. So there we go, this is the first combat. You see straight into there and a greatly advantage. So these guys are at a massive disadvantage. I mean, charging is of course his things there who are greatly disadvantaged, but they fight amazingly throughout this battle. And it's not particularly easy fight for us here. There we go, the elephant squared off that unit of African spearmen, which, to be honest with you, on the ground is not fantastically gonna thing. And there goes break. Of course, no cohesion check for everybody else, so we're fine. There's the charge, and we get a rear attack, and I'm like, oh, thanks very much for that, you rear attacked me. But yeah, stretching that battle line out, that's the main thing I wanted to do. Did not want to let him consolidate, let him have to have forces that are going to have to face my cavalry down. So I'm still semi-confident here, but at the same time, it's getting slightly dubious with the amount of Roman leaders that are about to batter me in the face. That disruption on that elephant was harsh galore. But I feel I'm going to have to engage, sit on them, disrupted, elephant on elephant. Elephant supported can do well, and this is where I think, oh bugger. This actually helped me, to be honest, that unit charging forward on that centre line, because now it's in the middle of nowhere, and I'm thinking like, well, we've got to go in. But I'm not impact, and I sit there thinking, I'm going to sit there and wait for that elephant to rally. If I thought about it, I would have dropped the general from the other elephant into that other. I don't know if he was in the same battle group, but just dropped him in the same thing. And then I'm thinking here, I'm going to have to move all of my mercenary hoplites off that hill, looking to that left, that bottom side where that general other unit is. But that cavalry on the rear is still causing problems. And here I go. This is where I go. Okay, I'm going to try and get through this line and push forward. Spanish tried to engage the Charii, and they do advantage them with impact and actually the size of the units. You'd be surprised one-on-one. I'd be surprised in this entire tournament how well Spanish have actually done. And there we go. A couple of holes for his line. Going to start pushing forward, start trying to pressure him, make mistakes. But even Stevens at this moment in time, and I'm still not thinking about trying. This is where I tried to get smart. I tried to engage his cavalry so I can flank, which is not a stupid thing to do. I'm trying to do it. But yeah, that unit is in some bother. But it just holds on like a boss. It just holds on. It just takes. It gives these Roman. I've got a slight hill advantage. Let's just hold the line. But pretty brutal. We are 7 turns in, and the battle is like majorly on. I'm sitting there going, you know, oof, Romans are good. Romans are just solid in general, and I like that because they're always a formidable faction. But like I said, even the most. I mean, the issue is they've got to bring Italian foot to attack them. Attack the rough terrain, and that cavalry unit on the south. Actually, now I'm going to hopefully move it around to actually go towards the other line, which is unprotected, because I'm slightly better now on the southern position rather than I am on the northern position of his troops. There we go. He fragments me with that little sneak attack I did there. It was sneaky. There's the Charii doing that, but giving me enough turn to move away. That general is holding like a beast. Look at him hold it. You see, even though, I'll pause this right now, we're about halfway through the battle, I am actually just holding up 2 of these units that he's holding in reserve. And that may sound very insignificant to people watching this, but 2 units, 3 units holding up adds up, keeping your opponent honest, keep him realizing you've got more troops that can cause some issues. You've got to make him paranoid in respect that you're going to do something amazing. But he still played him. He's still scaring me crap here. This not going to go that. You know, this makes up for my round 2 blunder. But there we go, hacking away. This is where I felt confident that now he's charged that unit. Now I'm thinking I can push around, but I do something really sneaky here. This is what I do. So I'm thinking I need that flank. I need to disrupt that Hastati principles down to at least disrupt it to have any chance in actually winning. Because, like I said, unfortunately the mercenary hoplites are good, but not fantastic against all these guys. So we've got to change up that POA advantage. And there we go, hacking. It's a mess at that top at the moment, absolutely a mess. But that mess pays off. And this is what I do. I feel like really cheesy. It kind of paid well. They didn't. I think it would have been completely different if the light troops actually disordered us. So look at this. We actually slight advantage them Terror units, and there we go. We actually try and be smart here. Because I've got cavalry not on the left, but I shouldn't have charged these lights because I'm trying to capture his cavalry here and be smart, but it's not slightly working. There we go. I think, I've got to get them out of dodge. So here is where I do something sneaky. So I'm thinking I've got to keep that unit of Italian foot away, and the only way I can keep them away is just to engage these here, and hopefully they don't flee and then let him come forward, because if he moves here he blocks my counter. Actually, I don't think he does even that. I don't think he maybe even had movement for it, but even then I didn't want him to actually push that position to do anything particularly nasty towards me. There we go. We actually got a lucky disruption on that left side as well. So, and then the elephants just stamping on Romans left, right, and centre, which just sold. But one thing I did miss there, and my fault for being mighty zealous, that cavalry unit is slightly disordered due to my elephant. That is purely my fault. That was because I was overconfident and I was just charging through. You see, the problem with this battle, I can't skip it because there was so much interesting stuff happening through it and why I did that. So we might have to go and watch 15 minutes of it, 18 minutes of it, 28 minutes of it. But we might have to skip over this a little bit because it gets crazy so quickly. We'll find the parts. You see, this is where I decide that I'm gonna have to charge in because my unit of African spearmen is gonna break. You see, his Italian foot just holded the line so well here. But that unit there, just with my sub-general and just going, bring it back. Just hacking away, and I'm thinking, I'm going to do it. I'm going to Leroy Jenkins, literally. I'll lose, but at least he's not hopefully going to then pour through that flank. He's kept in check. Is kept in check here, and we're getting. I think we only get some disordered of the African spearmen there, so I'm semi-happy with that. Like I said, every game of Field of Glory has acceptable losses, but most of the time you don't want to lose anything. So if we're going to shoot, he's in zone of control. He's unfortunately very stuck. Going to punish the Chariai. We're just going to try and charge, which just epically fails. I should have tried. And then that cavalry unit finally comes back. Kiting units. Magic thing. Just kite units away. There we go. That flank is all set up in the southern position now after them lights are engaged. That's where I'm thinking nipping at his buds. Got the cavalry advantage. Take the cavalry advantage. It's like my old saying, cavalry and lights, avoid the pikes. Even though I didn't do that, I just got mullered. but it was all mostly my cavalry did most of the disrupting here, and then the infantry just tried to wear them down. There we go, fragmented, starting to wheel, really cut me down here. But brutal opponent, brutal. There we go, them lights blocking that Italian foot in. But like I said, his Italian foot actually does pretty well in this game. I think there's only a couple of errors I make that make an issue. Disrupted cavalry. There we go. It's fall back, which was what I was expecting. The Spanish doing very well against the TRI. There we go. The lights on the left just hacking away. Elephant stamping. Mr. Dumbo doing his best, but superior, above average. They just loving it. They don't care about their bloody cohesion checks. They're not going to get disrupted. There we go. This is the first kind of proper real thing I did in this game. Just disrupting that unit and thinking, yep, that's fine by me. Fine by me. You be disrupted. And then my cavalry now just... I decided to charge the TRI unit to give the Spanish a slight thing, because he can't see me next to that cavalry unit. And we're going to engage there. So, yeah, still particularly happy. There we go. Wearing them down. And I'm like, ooh, he's blocking the zone of control there, unfortunately. And I think here, oh, I'm going to go and charge your cavalry. See if I can keep you in place. And there we go, we do. And we're like, yes, please. Flanks, flanks, flanks. What we like. And I'm thinking here, oh, I need to charge. But then we literally detour. But get a rare attack on there. So currently now we've got all that cavalry everywhere. And I mean, to be honest with you, it's the one thing I didn't let him do in his turn on Carthage. There we go. The fallback, unfortunately, is the fact as soon as that cavalry gets anywhere near your La Derriere, you're in some bugger trouble. This Italian foot, just loving it. Absolutely loving life. I can't break them. I can't break these Romans because they're just like, this is the thing. I'm starting to panic now because it's getting to a point in the battle where like it's about to tip in somebody's advantage, and it's tipping his advantage, you know. But I'd like to think I've got a lot of, but an amazing hold there by the Chiarii. But still holding my ground. The cavalry doing the work, though, unfortunately. Just the infantry is just a buffer for a couple of turns. And I'm thinking here, oh, bugger it. There's no point going for there. Even though with the extra cohesion checks the medium foot were taking, it's still not great. So there we go. I think I'm in a particularly happy position. Oh, excuse me. And there we go. The fragmented unit, particularly poor showing on my light combat. But mostly the combats on that bottom of that hill have paid off. I'm severely happy with that outcome here. Come on, step on the Romans, but nope, hold firm. Elefanti. So as he mentioned in that comment, that spearman unit either broke this turn, but it's literally just holding off like a boss. Look how long they lasted. Love it. It just really annoyed him. But that holding up 3 key units in that battle, that may look like an insignificant battle macking away. And the best thing about that, when that unit explodes, it doesn't take anybody there. He's coming down my flank like there's no tomorrow, and breaks them. Absolutely bricking it right now. I'm thinking, yeah, you've won, Mr. Roman. That's it. The trade agreement is all on you. But I think the centre is his, but the flanks are more likely being edging towards me here. We've got a couple of good flanks for this next turn, but he's powering through this. And it's such an enjoyable battle. I like back and forth battles, but I like battles where we are just going to be both mega stressed out. But like I said, the main thing that I've come to admire is the power of the Spanish impact troop. I might even go Spanish in a digital league because of it. And there we go. Auto break. This is what we want. Disrupting. But the cavalry, unfortunately, do not belt through there because that unit doesn't thing. And there we go. Break. Bring it to 1818. And look, holding firm. Holding firm here. This is the main thing with Chiarii. They are elite for... I don't think they're elite, but I think they are just majorly good there. And there's the break, but cavalry bearing down. You'll see my mistake in a second. I just can't believe I did it. Oh, you know when you get overzealous, you're charging, you feel the blood rush of battle. You feel power through your fingertips like the Emperor. This is the mistake. You ready for it? I'm thinking, can I drop this unit in one turn? I got cocky. There you go. There's the mistake. You've seen it. This is... So, 30 minutes, 7 seconds. Oh, bugger. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Even the most experienced commander can make. And there we go. We've got another flank charge, which brings him to fragmented. That is vaguely, very important. A general gone, but I don't think anyone drops cohesion around them. But oh, it's fragmented. It's a massively expensive unit. Any of them Terrariis are just pricey galore. So, you know, when you think about him dropping my units, I think he has to drop at least double to actually make a massive impact on here. So we are still edging away with a 2% here. But charging in there against the impact troops, getting absolutely massacred. And here we go against this in the Italian foot. Brilliant fragment. And you'll see why I get annoyed. Because they just hold. Because they don't want to go anywhere. And there we are, that light fight on the southern position, just engaging away. So only one huge mistake so far in this game, I think. So that was unavoidable. Was avoidable. Because the other things were unavoidable because they was his mistakes, his attacks. But that cavalry there, I just thought, why did I do it? Why did I charge in there? I thought they were going to break. So I charged there. No, and that guy can't. I don't understand why that cavalry couldn't move. And there we go, Terrarii just holding like a boss. I think they do auto break, but wow, they just take hacking. But the Spanish, you get disordered a couple of units of Spanish, they could do some damage. I'm at a convert really, and I think I chicken out here. I go, I'm not facing this combat in this turn. Yeah, there you go. I go, yeah, I just don't want to do it because it's brutal. The African Spearmen auto break, but the elephant stands tall. The elephants, the cavalry are just holding the backbone of the Carthaginian army here. So the cavalry's pushing through. I'm starting to get that advantage, starting to push forward. The cavalry certainly earning its points. Not that if it breaks a unit, but if it disrupts one of the Roman units, I have a slight advantage. There we go again with the impact, and I think it's back home to Carthage. Awesome. Greek island. The elephant holding again. 8% towards the Romans. It's all that impact. They get that impact phase. They go disrupted on the things. The African Spearmen just there. There's the flank on the African Spearmen, holding firm. Brilliant, love it because I can impact them to death. There you go. That cavalry in the rear, fragmented. Bugger! What an idiot, Richard. Idiote. Just charged forward in a stupid attack that I think I could have particularly avoided. Hold firm again. Here he goes, and evades. But now he's getting disordered by the elephant. So I didn't notice that either. That is particularly my bad interpretation. They go break, and this is where the things start to go slightly better for us. Giles, I think they've gone so well so far. I think just to hold toe-to-toe with the Roman faction is particularly a difficult venture, especially with their basic bog-stand troops. They go, Terrarii, how many points is that? Not very many points, but it brings that cavalry unit slap bang through that right side. Also, now this Roman unit breaking at this point. Yep, we don't break that Italian foot in the left side of the screen. They disappear. Oh, it's very, very, very interesting here. I just like how back and forth this is because you know what, it's boring if one game. So here we go. We're thinking, oh, we can kill that Italian foot. There we go. This is the cavalry. I don't know where I charged. Yeah, I charged down here. I want to break these on the impact. We're not close enough there. So if we charge here, did we go further down? No. Yeah, we did go there. Yeah, because that's... Oh, did he break them? No, he didn't. We know that cavalry unit can think, oh, you saw the impact to the Italian. I'm sure they do have impact to the Italian foot, but still slightly annoyed there with that charge. Particularly even Stevens with the thing. There we go, charge, break. This is where it goes. Brilliant. But that African Spearman unit is a bit deaded. We go turn. He has to charge there. But now he's got two key units, particularly facing the wrong way in this centre point here. So he's not being able to do anything with them. Italian foot just holding firm against the cavalry. My unit broken, but he's not got any decent flanks just yet. But he does charge in there. That's not a problem. and amazingly holding firm against that Triora unit. But yeah, this elephant, it's so indecisive. It's painful. And then the Italian, its star type principles break that thing and disrupt the elephant with a general in it. But still, we are what, 3/4 in the way to the end. Still pretty solid. How many minutes are we actually in? 35 out of 48. So we'll talk through this last 10 minutes because it makes sense. Because I actually really enjoy it because it always gets like really close here, and the rallies that I get as well. Even though I absolutely get salty when people rally all the time. So there goes to charge that cavalry down, the flank attack on the elephant, but it's not a flank attack because he's not engaged, but it is still an impact phase victory. And there he goes with his pilums. There's the attack on there, definitely a high POA advantage due to the hill, armor and impact. There goes both charges, both turns. Bounce it, absolutely bounce it. Oh god, that's mean. It's mean. I shouldn't laugh, but it's funny because I like it when it happens to somebody else, not myself. It just gives me the utmost respect for the Carthaginian forces, and I just want to play them more because of the mixed bag of trash, but also actually quite decent units. There we go. Finally, the African Spearmen go. Lasted a lot longer than they should have, to be honest with you. But still a very entertaining battle. Cavalry. My key point here is my cavalry is over. My cavalry's everywhere. Finally, the lights break in the southern sector here. Bloody cavalry hacking away, and finally break that bloody unit of Italian foot, which was sat there most of the game. So we got what, down to 12 turns. We're halfway through the game in particular here in turn times. And it's just now me hoping not my elephants are in that massive set centre, trying not to break. This is the main aspect of it. They're trying not to break in here. So they are just literally the backbone, and everything else is just trying to flank them in some position. So here we go. First charge in the rear of the Italian foot. I think this really hurt them. And he did break them because it was a double drop as well. Charging through, giving us that 4% victory there. So that's exactly what we wanted. And unfortunately, this unit of Spanish is in a bad place. It can't particularly do anything because it's got nowhere to go. Oh god, I've got to pause this, but never mind. Yeah, it's in a bad position where it can't physically charge anybody, and it needs to be in a position where it can. Lights falling back on that right side, particularly unused. I'm particularly playing inefficient with the lights. Could have played better than in the mid game. And then it's a case of me just charging through, just trying to cut down any of them units that are there. And then we go against the disrupted Italian foot. But I think the Italian foot played fair in this game. And I was very happy with my opponents, how he played them. There we go, fragmented, push back. I like grouped units together. Grouped units together means if one of them drops, they're taking some cohesion checks. There we go against his general. You see, importantly here is the fact is... this unit here cannot be pushed back here, cannot be pushed back here. So it's buggery stuck. And that's not his fault. That's nothing to do with his tactic. He played perfectly fine. The fact is he can't. It's just the way the enemy's fleeing behind it, which is a blocking force. And there we go. Unfortunately, in this southern sector, we are going to get particularly annihilated. Oh, elephants just holding. It's the two elephants just holding the line. Hannibal at the gates. So 40% all. Oh, it's getting close. I think I felt I've played well. Just even if I lost after this point, I'd be quite happy with my loss because I felt I've bloodied Caesar in the face, or Pompeius scum, you know. So still mildly happy. There we go again. It's gonna break. Oh, there it goes. Well, something magic happens. The jammy dodgers. I'm gonna have to get a packet of like celebrational jammy dodgers. Elephant just greatly advantaged, but he's sitting still. Okay, so very scary here at the moment in time. Oh, it's like the troops that I just left. A lot of units have degraded. Of course, he's degraded as well. And there goes the bloody Italian foothold has fragmented. His cavalry disrupted, which is good. The Italian fort, are they going to break? Of course they're not. Of course they're not. They're there for life. But the unit there breaks, and everybody else holds firm. That is the cavalry in the rear on the south position, which evaded, which I'm still worried about. 44% each. This is why I've got to go over this battle word for word, because it was really, really back and forth. And like I said, look at these. They rallied. A rally for the elephant. So I'm sitting here. Do I go flanks or do I just turn? You see, the cavalry have given me slight mobility advantage here. That bloody Italian foot. Hold it again. Italian foot. The curse of the Italian foot. Amazingly, they hold firm. Did you get a theme here, ladies and gentlemen, of the saltiness of the Italian foot? And there we go. There's the cohesion check. This is what I wanted. This is because it was only because it was one space out, but I got pushed back like a bad person. There we go. His cavalry units there. I make a mistake here getting too close to this unit. I've got to say I should have stepped out the way, but they're javelin and they have to get closer. And I think we try and pursue any units because I'm afraid of them rallying up. So we do charge them to knock them down a couple of strength points. Cavalry again. Hold firm. Oh, fragmented. What I want. What I want. So I'm sat here going, oh, we've got the cavalry advantage there. But end of the day, that's all we've got. And there we go. The elephant holding firm again. I think, you know what, beggar it. We'll go for the charge. We've got to lose at this point, apart from the game. But we actually do quite well. And there we go. I try and come down to harass that elephant. But I'm blocked in here, unfortunately. And I think we also explode next turn with that cavalry unit. Particularly, like I said, playing very inefficient with my light troops in this game. Concentrating more on the elephant and cavalry stampede. But the cavalry just keeping him on toe. There's still quite a lot of experience, but and a rally for the Italian foot. Shock, horror. These bloody troops rallying. There we go. Kaboom. No more Numidian cavalrymen. I like Numidian cavalrymen. And there we go. Against the Elephanti. Old firm. I like elephants. There we go again. I'm trying. Now he's blocked all of zone of controls out. He's got good coverage on that centre point now of what, there you go, what he's trying to block. There we go again. Are they going to break the Italian foot? Of course not. They are immune to breaking Italian foot in this game. And there's this cavalry unit. Is he coming up? And the elephant rallied. There's the cheese. Can't touch it. There we go. We've managed to slip through here for that flank to bring them down to fragmented. This is where the game turns, I think. Is he going to break the Italian foot? Oh, of course not. And there's the elephant. I nearly clicked the back button there, by the way, guys. Because I was pressing buttons and I was like, oh, God, nearly clicked back. It would have broke. There we go. We're just trying to break that cavalry unit. I want it. That's good points there because now he's bloody blocked it with his Chiarii. And there we go. I go. Yep, got to go around. Got a zippity doodah, a zippity day around there. Go for the charge. Backed off, but got to do what I've got to do. I'm bringing these slingers to counter the cavalry, what's about to come down and kick bass. I'm too close here. Too close. And I paid for it because I thought, yeah, he won't. He's going to charge me. He's got nothing but to do to charge me. Mercenary hoplites get an absolute... they are literally on the verge of exploding. The cavalry here is just keeping him honest. There's no reason for the cavalry to charge in against that unit of veterans. But the fact is they're going to sit there and go... Move out the way, show me your flanks, and we will charge. Good disruption there against the Hastati principles. I've got nothing to do but sit there. So we're coming up to probably the last 4 minutes of the game, where it does turn quite well. And there's the catch, and I'm like, you bugger. And he goes again. This is what scares me again, because he goes twice. There's the this is the push. Evade, which is great. Elephant doing amazingly there. Moving that cavalry out of the way so I can't touch it. There's the fragmented. You can see what's coming up. It's building. Also, what I would like to point out is the fact is he turned the facing of the Italian foot here. So first of all, he was facing this way towards the cavalry, which means if I charged the cavalry, kept them engaged, I could flank. So he turned, so I can't do that. Points mean prizes. Points mean prizes. But that was a fantastic little thing. So this is where it goes boom, boom, boom. Oh, that Italian foot. Can't believe they didn't break. There we go. Yeah, this is where I questioned something rallying, which was a hoplite unit in the southern sector of the map that rallied. There we go. I got lucky with these rallies. Just ended like that. It just, unfortunate, there was like 2 or 3 bad combats for him. And then everything just went, oh, well, we're off back. Wherever we're going. Trying to break that cavalry down. Can't get it. So we think, oh, bugger it. He's not going to change his facing. There we go. Fragmented because he dropped 2 levels of cohesion. 57. What are we up to now? 46. Oh, God, we're nearly end of there. There's the charge, overcharge, but no flank. I think we break that unit there and it just breaks the game. There we go, 61. That was the break. So it took him that last turn. I think even not anything rallying up. The only thing that probably would have affected if that elephant didn't rally up in the combat. And I think that is like majority it, but that was pretty I couldn't skip talking over it. This is the issue, because it was all very interesting with the infantry and cavalry tactics. The Spanish did amazingly, better than I ever expected. Cool, Mr. York, end this turn. Well played. Your cavalry was the difference, and of course, I stand by that. But my opponent bloodied my nose. We'll just watch it till we get to that end little montage. And there we go. Victorious. So we'll have a quick look here on what's happened. So as you can see, the hill was the definitive position. The elephants, the cavalry charging around, but even going around to this point in the top north position and back in again. The baiting of them couple of units, but that was fantastic. Really enjoyed that battle. It was really difficult. Couple of good rallies at the later game pulled us back, but the cohesion drops. That Italian foot unit is still bloody there, isn't he? I thought I broke him, but he is actually still sitting there. Look, he should have dropped, but he didn't. That would have broke the game maybe 1 turn earlier if he went. But I think a couple of key units there, but brilliant. I really enjoyed that battle. But remember, clicking that like, that subscribe button, come and find us on YouTube or anywhere on the Slytherin site is awesome. So have a great evening, folks. That was an amazing battle, and bye-bye.